Hi there guys, my name's Matthew. I'm a student physical therapist over at UNM, and today for running medicine we're going to be working on mobility for the toes and for the ankles. So one of the first things you're going to need is just a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, just anything along those lines. So we're going to start just by rolling out our feet for about a minute. So I just want you to think about rolling that toe or rolling that ball from the base of the foot. So pull the ball of the foot all the way down to the heel. And we're going to do that in line with the big toes. And we're going to do that in line with all the little toes. Yep, just like so. If you find a little knot or a spot that's overly tender, I want you just to hang out on that just for a couple of minutes. You can almost kind of press down on it. Just let that trigger point soften. Good. After you rolled out the right foot, go ahead, do the same thing on the left. Same thing, starting at the ball of the foot, rolling it all the way down to the base of the heel, and then coming back up, and then doing that on every toe. Good. Take it nice and slow. Find those little trigger points wherever it's really tender, and just hang out on that spot for a minute. Let that trigger point soften. Good. After you've gone through that, we're just going to have you grab just a towel roll, foam roller, whatever you got, just so you can come down and prop your feet up, just like so. Now what I want you to think about is you're going to flex your feet down, you're going to point the ball of your foot, and you're going to extend your toes. Then from there, you're going to flip it, bring those ankles up, and flex the toes. Good, just like so. Just working on strengthening the flexor tendons of our feet. Try to gain some mobility in those toes. Good. Do that as much as necessary, just until they start to feel kind of warmed up and you've loosened up those joints. Good. Now I want you to think about big toes up, little toes down. Just like so. And then you flip it. Big toes down, little toes up. Good. If you can't get it from here, go ahead, stand back up. And then same idea. Big toes are going to come up, little toes are going to come down. You're just going to work on being able to switch back and forth. Just gain some dexterity in those toes. Good. Now we're going to go ahead, come back down. We're going to think about just doing some ankle rocks. So just thinking about making some big circles with your ankles. Making sure you're getting as much range as you can in all directions. Then go ahead, switch it, start going counterclockwise. Now one big thing we want to think about while we're doing this is it's not just the feet that are making the circle, but we're actually getting motion out of the heel. So if you feel like you're just not getting that motion, as you go through your ankle rock, you can actually go ahead and grab on that heel and try to get that puppy moving. Good, just like so, really loosen up that joint. And same thing going the opposite direction. So the heel should be moving with the foot. Good. And you can go ahead and switch it up. Good. Same thing, just if you can't get that heel moving, go ahead, use your hand, get it moving that way. Good. All right, toes are warmed up. Ankles are almost warmed up. Go ahead, grab your tennis ball again. Now we're going to park that tennis ball right in between the heels. Yep, just like so. So park it in between your heels. You can be up against a wall if you need. Focus on pinching the ball with the heels and going into your calf raises. Good. One thing you want to think about while you have that ball in between your heels is you're really trying to pinch the ball and almost scoop your heels up and in. So, next exercise, I want you to make sure that you're in a nice straight posture. You're going to maintain this the entire time. You're actually going to lean back against the wall, just like so, so that you're at an angle. And I just want you to focus on flexing the feet up, just like so. So bring them up as high as you're able to, and then let them come down nice and slow. Flex them up, get a good hold, let them down nice and slow. Up, down, nice and slow. Up, down, up, now that the ankles are relatively warmed up, we're going to work on a little bit of stability. And so what that's going to be is you're going to do a calf raise with both feet, shift your weight over, and come down on just one foot. Up on two, down on one. Up on two, down on one. Up on two, down on one. If that's a little bit challenging, you can go ahead, brace yourself on the wall, still come up with two, down on one. Up with two, down on one. Up with two, down on one. Once that starts feeling kind of easy and you get comfortable, we're going to make it a little bit more dynamic, okay? So you're going to work on being able to jump up with two and then land down on one. So up with two, down on one. Up with two, down on one. Up on two, down on one. Up on two, down on one. So that's just a little bit of a dynamic warm-up, just to warm up those ankles and toes right before you go on your run. Just as a quick review, we rolled out our foot with the tennis ball, we did our toe mobility, we did our big ankle circles, we did the calf raises with the ball in between our ankles, we worked on being able to flex our ankles up, and then we did some variations with up on two, down on one. Awesome. Thanks, guys.